Hello everyone, welcome to Lecture Bank Coaching. Today we'll look at some questions that are often asked for your exam. So we'll look at some patterns and then we'll have a discussion about each and every question. So can we begin? Great. So the first one, as you can see it on screen, identify the correctly spelled sentences. You are given 4 sentences, out of which you need to select one sentence which has got a grammatically correct and spelled sentence. Which is that sentence? If you look at the first statement, the events arranged or organized in order of time are known as chronological order. Now that is a sentence, but you can see an error there, which is yes. If you can look at it, this one is spelled wrong. The spelling of chronology is wrong there. So this is not the answer. Now if you look at option B, the events arranged or organized in order of time are known as chronological order. That seems right, right? So let's keep it there. Don't select it already. Now, the events arranged or organized in order of time are known as chronological order, which is again the wrong spelling of chronology. And the last one, the events arranged or organized in order of time are known as chronological order, which is again wrong. So your final answer will be B, which has chronological spelled correct. Are you able to understand this? Okay, now that was very simple. Now let's look at the next question. The next question is, you are supposed to look at the antonym of the word timid. Now always remember, what do you mean by antonym? What is the meaning of antonym? Antonym means the opposite of the word that is given to you. So first you need to understand the meaning of the word timid. What do you mean by timid? Now once you understand the meaning of timid, you need to select the word that is opposite or antonym to timid. So timid actually means, if you did not know, I will tell you, timid means being shy, okay? Someone who is not very confident, someone who is not very sure how to speak with a lot of, courage and things like that. So someone who is very shy is who you call as timid. Now, don't select your answer already. Always remember, what is an antonym? Antonym is the opposite of a word. So, timid means shy. So, you need to select a word that is the opposite of shy or timid. So, what is that? Is it B? No, because that is shy, right? D? Fearful? Cannot be the answer because that's not the opposite of shy. Now, diffident and bold are the two options that are remaining. You might have understood the answer already. The answer is bold. Okay, bold is the answer, bold is the answer for timid. Okay, bold is the opposite of timid. Now, what is diffident? That is something that you need to understand. What is diffident? You might know the word called confident, right? What do you mean by confident? Someone who has the courage to speak up, who is very outspoken. Such a person is what you call as a confident person, who is really fine with speaking up. Now, the opposite of confident is diffident, which means someone who is not very sure, not having confidence. So, someone who is timid. So, diffident, shy, these are all synonyms of timid. Are you able to understand? I'll repeat it again. Diffident, shy, these are synonyms of or other words of timid. Now, your question was to find the opposite. So, it is bold. Is that clear? Great. Now, if that is clear, we'll look at the next one. The next question is, select the most appropriate, see the word, synonym of the word blast. Unlike the other question, here you need to find the word that is the similar word of blast. Okay. Now, what do you mean by blast? You know the word, right? It's a very simple word. You've heard it a number of times. Blast. Something blowing up. So, what will be the answer? It is A. Blow up. Definitely not recall. Recall means to remember something, to think about something. So, recall means remember. So, definitely that is not the word. Plead means you're requesting something. So, that is not the answer. And share, to share it with someone. So, that is not the answer either. So, blast means to blow up, something blowing up. Okay, could be an event, could be a fire, could be a building, anything blowing up is what you call as blast. Okay, so you might have a blast at a party too. So that is the word. Now let's look at the next one. So always remember, I just have to always remind you, always look for what is asked. Is it a synonym, which means similar word, or is it an antonym, which is the opposite word? Clear? Great. Next question, look for yourself. Select the most appropriate option that can substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. So, first you should read the sentence. That is the first thing that you need to do. Then you need to know what that sentence is about. Okay, first you have to understand the meaning of the sentence. So, let's look at the sentence. I regarded my brother on passing his graduation examination. I regarded my brother on passing his graduation exam. Now the question is, you need to find a word that can replace the word regarded. Okay, a word that you can use instead of regard, maybe a synonym that you can use instead of regard. So remember, you are doing what? You are saying, oh brother, you have done very well in your examination. So that is the word that you need to use. So which will not be the answer? Can you tell me that? The options are congratulated, B, disparaged, C, flattered, and D, kowtowed. Congratulated, disparaged, flattered, kowtowed. Out of this, are you sure of any one answer that you know will definitely not be the synonym of regarded? Yes, disparaged cannot be the synonym. Disparaged cannot be used in that context, because disparaged means to be belittled, something like that, making fun of someone, making someone feel inferior. That's what you call by disparaged. Kowtowed also has a similar meaning. Are you able to understand? Kowtowed means making someone feel belittled, inferior, making someone inferior. That's the meaning. Here, according to the sentence, that's not what we want. So is it congratulated or flattered? Flatter means you're trying to please someone, to gain something, or just for the sake of it, flattering someone. Okay, oh, you look so pretty tonight, or you look so beautiful right now. These are flatteries that really doesn't have anything much to it. So the answer is what? Yes, now you might have guessed it. The answer is congratulated. So you can use congratulated instead of regarded. So I congratulated my brother on passing his graduation examination. Clear? So that's how it is. Now let's look at the next one. Now you need to find, in this question, see for yourself, you need to find the antonym. Always remember the opposite of the word liability. Liability. You need to find the word that is the opposite of liability. What do you mean by liability? Now these are the things that you need to understand. If you know the meaning of these words, then finding the antonym is easy. If you don't know the meaning, you are a little, I would say you will have to stop midway. You will have a barrier there. So what is the meaning of liability? A word that we often hear. Liability means burden, something that is a load to you, something that you want to remove from yourself. Understood? Some kind of a pressure, some kind of a burden is what you call as liability. Now what will be the opposite of liability? Tell me something. What will not be the answer? What will not be the opposite of liability? Will strike be the answer? Definitely not. Strike has nothing to do with being the similar meaning of liability or being the opposite of liability. Nothing to do with that. Responsibility, completely different word. Responsibility will also not be the answer. Now the rest of the options are resource and asset. What will be the answer? You might have guessed it already. The answer is asset. Asset means something that is of your advantage, something that you like having, the things that which you can call as a blessing. Okay, for example, if you have a property, a land or a property, that's an asset for you, right? Because it's not a burden. It is something that you can use eventually. So it is an asset and not a liability. So the opposite of liability is asset. Resource means some kind of a place where you can get something or something that is useful. Definitely not the opposite of liability. Okay, so asset is the answer. Clear? Always remember, asset, liability, they go as opposites. Fine? Okay, next one. Select the most appropriate homophone to fill in the blank. Now here is the thing. Do you know what a homophone is? If not, this is the time to learn that. Now what do you mean by homophone? I'll write it here for you. Homophone. If you look at it, this is homo and phone. Homo means same and phone means sound. Okay, so homophone means words that has the same pronunciation, words that have the same pronunciation, but they might have different spelling and definitely have different meanings. Are you able to understand this? I'll repeat it again. Homophones are words that will have the same pronunciation. The pronunciation is the exact same, but they might have a different spelling and definitely a different meaning. The meaning is going to be different. For example, I'll write it here. So just a minute, I'll just erase this first and then I'll tell you an example. For example, a word like say there, okay? Another word, there. Two words. Do you see the pronunciation? Both are pronounced as what? There. This is pronounced as there. This is also pronounced as there. But if you look at it, the spelling is different. Do you understand? So pronunciation was same, spelling is different. Now do you think the meanings are same? Definitely not. There are two different words. There means what? avide. In Malayalam you say avide. So that is what you say, avide. And there means our or avarude, depends on the context, avarude. Do you understand? Now these are two different meanings. Same pronunciation but different meaning. Now this is an example for a homophone. Did you understand? Homophone. Now the question is, you need to find a word, the correct word that you can use in that blank. In many road accidents, people break their bones mainly because their vehicle dash fails. I'll read the sentence again. In many road accidents, people break their bones mainly because their vehicle dash fails. What should be the word here? They are saying, like, what they're trying to say is that accidents mostly happen because the vehicle's something fails. Vehicle's what fails? You might have understood it. It is B-R-A-K-E, brake. You know, the something of a vehicle, of a car, of any vehicle is what you call as a brake, something that helps the vehicle to stop. Okay, brake. Now the spelling is B-R-A-K-E, brake, not B-R-E-A-K. See, so A and B, they are homophones. They are of similar pronunciation, different spelling, but definitely different meaning. So it is not A. First, break means to break something, to destroy something. Do you understand? But the second one is brake, to stop, the vehicle brake. Okay, so for your question here, the answer is B, B-R-A-K-E. So did you understand what a homophone is? Now I can give you one more example so that you will definitely not forget. See for a second, words like these three words. See for yourself. These three are, this one I'll pronounce the word sight. This one, sight. This one also, sight. But what is the difference then? Sight, see, the spellings are different, the pronunciation is same, but the meanings are definitely different. Now here it means to quote an example. For example, the teacher cites an example. I am giving you examples right now. So I can say, I am citing examples. This one is you go to a beautiful place and you say, oh, that's a beautiful sight. So vision, something to do with vision, or in Malayalam you say kalcha. So you can say, adoru nalla kalchayirunnu. So in English you could say, that's a beautiful sight. And or I went for sightseeing. That is number 2, sight. Now the third one is a location. Location. For example, you might know the word website. No, don't you know the word website? See for yourself the spelling, which means where you get the information. So that is a website. So location. So these are all examples of homophones. So I hope now you understood what homophones are. Similar pronunciation, different spelling, different meaning for sure. Okay, great. Now let's look at the next one. The next one is select the correct word for the blanks in the given sentence. The sentence is, Shivakashi is famous for its dash box industry and I am unable to find a dash for my purple dress. Now you need to find a word that could go with both the blanks. Do you understand? If you, for example, if you select the word sweat, it should go with the 2 spaces. If you select match, it should go with the 2 spaces. So out of the 4 words, which one will be suitable for both the blanks? What do you think? Say for example, first one, Shivakashi is famous for its sweat box factory. Doesn't really sound right. Maybe I am unable to find a sweat for my purple dress. Doesn't really have any meaning. So A is definitely not the answer. Let's look at C, chatter. Chatter means making noise, talk, small talks, things like that. Shivakashi is famous for its chatterbox industry. Chatterbox industry, yes, there is a word called chatterbox, but chatterbox means what? Chatterbox means if a person is constantly talking, like always talking all the time, you can call that person what? A chatterbox. എപ്പോഴും സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ആൾ. അയാളെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്തെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? Chatterbox എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So it's not definitely chatterbox industry. There is no industry called chatterbox. And I'm unable to find a chatter for my purple dress. Not really the right option there. Let's look at option D, bread. Shivakashi is famous for its bread box industry. Maybe there could be, but I am unable to find a bread for my purple dress. That's so absurd, right? You can't find a bread for your purple dress would not be the answer. So the definite answer is match. Now let's read the sentence with match. Shivakashi is famous for its matchbox industry. You know match, right? The one that you use to light a candle. That thing is what you call as a match. So matchbox factory. So Shivakashi is known for that. and I am unable to find a match for my purple dress. So I am not able to find, say for example, a shoes that matches with my purple dress. So match is the answer. Now just so you know, match is an example for, do you remember what we learned a minute ago? Homophones. Now match is an example for homonyms. Homonyms. Okay? Don't worry, don't get confused or anything like that. Earlier we studied homophones. What was homophone? I'll repeat, a word or two words that have got the same pronunciation but different spelling, different meaning. Okay? Different spelling, different meaning. Now here homonyms are words that has got the same pronunciation, same spelling for that matter, same spelling and different meaning. Did you understand? That is the difference between a homonym and a homophone. So match is an example for a homonym because, for example, two matches are mentioned here. Same pronunciation. The match, like something matching with something else, and the matchbox. They have got the same pronunciation, same spelling as well, but the meaning is different. Did you understand? So that is what you call as a homonym. I'll give you another example which has nothing to do with the question. Let's look at another example, a very simple example. These are all that you know. For example, a word like bat. Bat. Okay? Bat could mean two things. It could mean an animal or the mammal, bat, or it could mean a cricket bat. Okay? A cricket bat. See for yourself, the pronunciation are same, the spellings are same, but are the meanings same? No, the meanings are not same. So this is an example for a homonym. Earlier we studied what? Yes, we studied homophone. Homonyms and homophones. Definitely all these words will have different meaning. There is no doubt about that. Okay. If they have the same meaning, then what is the word? Do you know? You might know this. That is called a synonym. Okay. A synonym. An antonym, an opposite of a word. Yes. Next one. Question number 8. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. The sentence is, truthfully speaking, the victories of peace and harmony have a more dash impact on human civilization than the so-called victories of war. Sentence again. Truthfully speaking, the victories of peace and harmony have a more dash impact on human civilization than the so-called victories of war. Now first try to understand the meaning of the sentence. What is the meaning of the sentence? The sentence says that, to be honest, peace is more important or something that has got an impact more than war. ഏതൊരു രാജ്യത്തിനും നല്ലത് എന്താണ്? പീസ് ആണ് നല്ലത്. എപ്പോഴും നിൽക്കുന്ന പീസ് ആണ് എപ്പോഴും നിൽക്കുന്ന വാറിനേക്കാളും നല്ലത് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥമാണ് പറയുന്നത്. So you need to find a word that will go for that blank. More superior, more transient, more lasting, more greater. കൂടുതൽ നിൽക്കുന്നത്, കൂടുതൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഇമ്പാക്റ്റ് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലുള്ള വേർഡാണ് നിങ്ങൾ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. Which one will be the right one? Or let's say something that I always do. Let's say which will not be the answer. Which will definitely not be the answer. Can you tell me? You might select one. For example, D. D can never be the answer. Why? Because you see this word more. A, more, greater. It's a wrong usage. Why? Because the word greater means what? Greater means more great. More great നെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റ വാക്കിൽ എന്തെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? Greater എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay. So a, more great will be so wrong, right? It is grammatically incorrect. So it cannot be greater. Instead, if it was great, I would have selected great. So it is not D because the answer they have given is greater. So that won't be the answer for sure. Now the next one would be which will not be the answer. So greater will not be the answer because more greater cannot be the answer. Next one, you should know A will not be the answer. A will never be the answer. Why? The word is superior. Now, always remember, what do you mean by superior? Someone being the top or something being the top of someone. Okay? Like the top thing is what you call as superior. Now, there is nothing in the world called more superior. That is grammatically and contextually wrong. Do you understand? No one can be more superior. Someone is superior. For example, I have a superior above me and he or she might be controlling me, telling me what to do. There is no more superior. No. Okay. So someone being top of you is the superior one. There is no concept like more superior. So A will not be the answer either. So it is not A, it is not D. Then you have two words remaining, transient and lasting. You might have got the answer already, but just so you know, transient will not be the answer because transient is the exact opposite of lasting. Lasting is the answer. Lasting means what? Lasting means something that stays for a long time. കുറേ നാൾ നിന്ന് പോകുന്ന സാധനത്തിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ലാസ്റ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എ ഡ്രസ് ഇസ് ലാസ്റ്റിംഗ്, എ ബുക്ക് ഓർ സംതിങ് ക്യാൻ ബി ലാസ്റ്റിംഗ്. കുറേ നാൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്ന, കുറേ നാൾ നിലനിൽക്കുന്നതിനെയാണ് ലാസ്റ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അതിൻ്റെ കറക്റ്റ് ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ആണ് ട്രാൻസിയൻറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ട്രാൻസിയൻറ്റ് മീൻസ് ഷോർട്ട് ലിവിങ്. ഷോർട്ട് ലിവിങ്. ഡിഡ് യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? ഷോർട്ട് ലിവിങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വസ്തുക്കളെയാണ് ട്രാൻസിയൻറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, യു ക്യാൻ സേ ദറ്റ് യുവർ സോറോസ് ആർ ട്രാൻസിയൻറ്റ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ദുഃഖങ്ങൾ ഷോർട്ട് ലിവിങ് ആണ്, പെട്ടെന്ന് മാറും എന്ന് പറയണമെങ്കിൽ യു ക്യാൻ സേ യുവർ സോറോസ് ആർ ഷോർട്ട് ലിവിങ് ഓർ യുവർ സോറോസ് ആർ transient. Seasons are transient because no season will be there forever. After spring, another season will come. Okay, so transient means short living. So the answer is lasting according to the context. Clear?